So today, guys, we got the AFC playoff predictions. Patriots won it last year, but we got some people coming back healthy this year, like Patrick Mahomes, Bo Nix. We got some teams who made some big changes this year. But can the Patriots go back to back? Can they start their dynasty like Tom Brady did? Can Drake May start the dynasty of his own? But I just want to say I got my NFC playoff predictions already out on my channel if you want to check that out before. But let's dive straight into this one. Last year's playoff prediction or playoff picture for the AFC. You see it here. The Broncos won it last year. Patriots won it in the playoffs though. I mean, the Broncos were the 1 seed. That's what I meant by winning. But the Patriots ended up winning the actual AFC after the playoff tree. You take a look at these teams, you're going to see a lot of familiar faces when we start going through through this list. But what can you do? I think a lot of these teams they remain good, and I think they remain good enough to stay where they're at. But diving right into it, man, let's see what teams are going to be watching from outside. The teams that just missed the playoffs, and this pains me to say, but I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to miss it again. I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan, as corny as it is these days, But man, he's the best quarterback, talent wise, I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that's how I feel personally. I don't know how y'all are gonna take that take, but that's just how I feel, man. This dude is elite. Everything this he can do it. Josh Allen, he's getting up there now with talent. He's up there with Aaron Rodgers now with talent. So we'll see how that goes. But the Chiefs, man, they were just mediocre last year, even with Mahomes. Those games you saw them winning, like the close games the year, but when they lost the Super Bowl to the Eagles, bunch of close games, but they just won them. And they were losing those games last year, and that's what made me lose confidence in this team. You lose one of the best cornerback duos in the NFL. I don't know how you just let that go and let that go to the same team. How does the league let that happen? I don't know. And Patrick Mahomes is back, like we just went over, but man, he's gonna have to be Batman and Superman. And I feel like he can come back. He's gonna have a slow start, but the Chiefs are not gonna be able to afford a slow start from Patrick Mahomes. I don't believe, and I don't think he's gonna be able to beat Batman and Superman. Let's say week 1 through 4, and Chiefs could start off 0-4 easily if Patrick Mahomes is not throwing for almost 300 yards a game. That's how I feel like Patrick's got to play this year. He might even have to throw for 350 a game for the Chiefs to be contenders. But getting on with the second team, the Cincinnati Bengals, I see a lot of people high on them this year. And I get why. Obviously, Jamar Chase is awesome. Joe Burrow is awesome. Sexy Dexy is awesome. But dude, the health issues on this team, man, it's like the full. Oh, I don't want to spoil the NFC video, but the Cincinnati Bengals, man, it's too much. Like, is Joe Burrow going to be able to stay healthy? Because, like you see here, bro, I was an offensive tackle back in my high school days, dude. I think I could be able to try out for the team. Dude, my NFL chances could have been higher if if I just go and try out for the Bengals, bro. At this point, I mean, they're just letting their star quarterback get destroyed out there. Thunder's going crazy at my house right now. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, injury history is what's making me go away from this team. Their defense, like, is Dexter Lawrence really going to add that much of a crazy effect to this defense? I don't know. The secondary is still going to be wishy-washy. And Dexter Lawrence, I mean, you see all these reports he's going crazy in the training camp and shit. Well, no shit. He's going against the fucking Bengals O-line. Not even to hate on Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is a monster. But just saying. And then the Chargers. Dude, Justin Herbert, bro, I really like the guy. But, dude, I feel like in some of these big moments, he's just let me down. And I don't know if I can just keep getting behind him. But I still love the guy. I'm a root for him. I'm not wishing any ill upon him. But I'm just not getting behind him anymore. I can't predict that he's going to lead this team to the playoffs, especially with Harbaugh. Harbaugh, I know he's loved. He's cool. He's a really great guy and all. But, dude, this old-fashioned offense, like when he first came to the Chargers, he brought Najee in, drafted a running back. Like, the old style might have worked in college, but I just don't think in the NFL, like, if you're just purely running the ball like that, I don't think you can get it done. Like, even when the Eagles won it, you seen what they were doing with the air game, bro. And the Chargers have, I mean, yeah, Herbert has these couple games, obviously. But in the playoffs in these big games, is Justin Herbert really having consistent games where he's having eye popping stats? And I get a lot of that has to do with the O line, and they're probably going to have their tackles back with Joe Alt. But that interior is still going to be ass. Let's be honest. But that's all I got for the teams that are going to miss. Let's get rid of these guys. Let's get into the teams that are going in. And that, I had a lot of conversations in my head. I've been thinking about this all week, really, bro. Who's gonna make it in? Who's gonna make it in? Yeah, like Lamar Jackson's right there with Justin Herbert for me. Can Lamar Jackson? Do I really trust Lamar Jackson? I trust him to get him to the playoffs. But can he stay healthy to get there? I feel like for some reason Baltimore's gonna have they're gonna have a good year, but not great year. They're gonna have good moments. Like Lamar's probably gonna be in the top of the MVP talks, obviously. But I don't know. I just for some reason I feel like they're gonna make it. I didn't feel right putting them not to make it because I just don't feel like they're gonna make it. I don't believe in this team. I'm gonna be honest. They looked mediocre last year. The team at the end of the year, the defense looked bad. I know Kyle Hamilton got hurt towards the end of the year, but that defense was terrible. They couldn't even beat Old Man Rodgers to get in the playoffs. I know it was off a doink field goal or a missed field goal, whatever it was. But I don't know. This team, man, is sketchy. It's just sketchy. But for some reason, I am expecting a quick start. You this new coach, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. For some reason, like we're gonna have King Henry's back tweets, Lamar Henry's MVP talks already at the beginning of the year. They're gonna cool off. I feel like, but for some reason, I feel like they're gonna have a quick start with this new coach. Trey Hendrickson's probably gonna come in, have a good quick start. Will he get hurt again? He's getting older. And a big injury like that, I get he had double digit sacks in his last full year, man. But man, it's hard to get behind a 30-plus-year-old that just had this big of an injury. And I'm not even too big on the injuries too much anymore because of the technology and all that. Like Aaron Rodgers coming back after an Achilles and he's still throwing for over 3,000 yards. So I'm not too big on injuries, but especially at DN, that is anything lower half injury is scary. So so all in all, I think Baltimore's gonna be very mediocre, but they're gonna do just enough to get into the playoffs, and they're gonna be the seventh seed. They're coming in at the sixth seed. We got Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen. What can you do wrong, Josh Allen? Who's not jealous of Josh Allen? But Buffalo, in my opinion, is very similar to the Toronto Raptors, bro. They're gonna be here every year, like when LeBron was smacking them around. They're gonna be here every year. They're probably gonna win a couple games in the playoffs. Win a game. They're probably gonna win at least a game in the playoffs. Make it to the second round. They're gonna be, oh my God, Josh Allen. Josh Allen's gonna be big name in the playoffs again. Obviously, everything you're gonna see is about Josh Allen. Josh Allen meme. Josh Allen funny video, and he's gonna have a typical MVP like season. I think Josh Allen's gonna stay Josh Allen this year. But the Bills, I mean, their team is like just enough where Josh Allen stays superhero and they cruise through the regular season. But once you start playing the tough ball in the playoffs, they kind of crumble or they're just not good enough to get over the edge. But during the regular season, man, they are phenomenal. They are phenomenal during the regular season. And Josh Allen and James Cook, that's one of the best, probably the best quarterback running back duo in the league. It's really elite to have that type of duo. Receiving core is not the best, obviously, but Josh Allen's done without so far. I know they've had a coaching change just like the Ravens, but they did hire with Joe Brady. That was already Josh Allen's OC. Defensive coordinator is not necessarily proven, but we'll see how he is. But I do think the Bills, dude, they're gonna be the sixth seed. I think they're gonna have a very similar year to last year. I think they're probably having an identical year to last year. Everything's going to be about the same for Buffalo as last year. That's honestly how I'm predicting this. They're going to be good, not the best. Win a game in the playoffs, probably lose in the second round in a thriller. That's how I think the Bills season's going to go. Like that's the typical Bills season at this point. That's what you can expect. But diving right into the fifth seed, we got Duval. Liam Cohen, man. I guess it's finally time to expose who my favorite team is. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. I can't believe we let this guy walk, dude. I'm pissed about it, and that's the only reason I'm really saying who my favorite team is right now. Dude, how did the Tampa Bay let this guy walk? Tampa Bay be in a way better spot. I think Tampa Bay. This is Tampa Bay's last shot to do really something good for the next at least 3 years. I think Tampa Bay's looking at a rebuild, but whatever. This is not a Tampa Bay video. Cohn is crazy on offense. He has a crazy style, a good mix of everything. He's not too one dimensional. Doesn't run too many screens like some of these coaches today, guys. Why do so many of these coaches run so many screens? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't really get that, but I really do love Liam Cohen. This dude, makes a football team fun to watch, honestly. That's really all it is. And now he's got a fun team, too. I mean, you got Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter on offense, Travis Hunter, Josh Allen on defense. Dude, I think this team is due for a deep playoff run. I don't know, for some reason, I just see this team going deep in the playoffs. Something just feels right inside of me, dude. Pause. But the Jaguars, something's gonna click this year in the playoffs. I'm feeling like it. They're gonna. I feel like they. I don't know if they're gonna win it, but an AFC championship sneaking up for the Jaguars, I can see it. I would not be surprised in the slightest if they make it that far. I'm gonna be honest. Stick with the wide receiver depth with the two people I mentioned and Jacoby Myers, crazy good. Trevor Lawrence now. This is the thing about this team. Trevor Lawrence can go out there, throw 4 picks, and lose you the game. But it's hard. I think it's harder to do that with Liam Cohen because Liam Cohen's offense is special, and I think he is building Trevor Lawrence to be a better quarterback. But yeah, I got the Jaguars going to the 5th seed and getting into the division winners. Coming up first, we got the Steelers winning the North again. I know they still got Aaron Rodgers. I didn't want to pick them to go here, but I'm gonna be honest. This defense is too good, and the stuff it just looks brighter in Pittsburgh right now. Just a little bit brighter in Pittsburgh. You get rid of Mike Tomlin, you get rid of fucking Arthur Smith. Holy shit, Arthur Smith. I don't even know how he's was a head coach, offensive coordinator, anything in the NFL. The guy is awful. Talk about a guy who wants to run screens and halfback dives up the middle on 3rd and 20. Arthur Smith is your guy. No idea why Ohio State hired him. Good luck to Ohio State, honestly. But, like I said, they got rid of a lot of cancer. Mike Tomlin, never having a losing season was cool and all, but 9-8, that's not that cool. Added the wide receiver needed, or added the depth at wide receiver they needed for Pittman and Jeremy Bernard from Alabama, who I think in this offense, I got a buddy who's a Steelers fan, and I told him that Jeremy Bernard, before the draft, that Jeremy Bernard for some reason would fit really good on this team, and they picked him. So something must be right. Something must be seeming right. I must have saw some type of vision. I feel like he can be a perfect slot guy. He was really good at Alabama. Can always get open on 3rd down. That's the type of receivers I like. The ones you can depend on 3rd down to get open, like Ryan Williams. He got all this hype, but Jeremy Bernard was the one getting open on 3rd downs, where Ty Simpson was hitting him on the 3rd down. It's not really Ryan Williams. And they also had a Jamel Dean on defense. They got some other pieces on defense. But this is the last thing I want to say about the Steelers. Even though Aaron Rodgers is 42 and all, but that's not even the reason I have this on here that I can't take him serious. You see him on Pat McAfee, and I get Mr. Fauci might be all up on Rodgers' ass as well. But dude, Aaron Rodgers, you're an NFL quarterback. Why are we so into politics? This guy literally sounded like my grandfather on the Pat McAfee show a couple of days ago, talking about Tony Fauci and all this COVID stuff. He literally sounded like my grandfather. I thought my grandfather was watching the news when I overheard when I heard that clip on TikTok. What the hell? I don't know. The whole Aaron Rodgers ayahuasca, the everything about him recently. I can't even take this dude serious anymore. But I don't know. For some reason, they're going to win the North again. They're going to do just enough to win the North again. Somehow, they'll probably go on like a fucking 6-game win streak at some point. You know, they're going to be like 6-0, and everybody's going to be saying their ass, which they're going to be kinda. But they're just going to win games because this defense is insane. Especially if T.J. Watt stays healthy. A lot of shade thrown on T.J. Watt's name because he's been hurt, and Myles Garrett broke the sack record. But he broke T.J. Watt's record. Okay. Like, T.J. Watt is still that dude. Let's not be hating on T.J. Watt. You know what I'm saying? But getting on with the next division winner, we got the Texans winning the AFC South and being the 3rd seed. Man, their defense is crazy. and they have a bunch of people in their defense that just get after it. Kamari Lassiter from Georgia, one of my favorite players in the league. This dude is just raw. He's raw, bro. He gets after the ball. I love players that just get after the ball. And Kamari Lassiter, bro, he gets you hyped up. He makes the big hits. Kamari Lassiter is one of my favorite players in the league, man. I'd drool over Kamari Lassiter. Pause. But Kamari Lassiter, that dude's a baller, bro. And CJ Stroud, I know he's been weak. He's been kind of weak sauce recently, but I am a big fan, and I'm feeling a big year from CJ Stroud. I'm feeling a comeback, bro. He's looking more in shape. Something about him, bro. He looks like he's a grown up, man. He looks like he's ready to play. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. But yeah, the defense is insane and well coached. D'Amico Ryan's got this defense looking nice, bro. Nice. And the pieces they got on it with Will Anderson, Hunter, and then you got a really good linebacker core, dude. And I hate to even and repeat myself, but and they're coached by D'Amico Ryans, man. And they even added some more nice signings to help lost pieces this year. You know, you're losing Joe Mixon and Chubb, and you replace him with David Montgomery, bro. David Montgomery is a monster. Nico Collins is also one of the top receivers in the league. You know, he hasn't had too much time to shine because CJ Stroud's kind of sucking ass. His health's been going down. But this could be one of those years they finally put it together. I don't think they will, honestly. But it could be. You know, the defense is insane. They're well coached. They're like a 4,500 yard season from CJ. That's a lot to ask on a golly. But if CJ Stroud can have that type of year, bro, the Texans could be insane. They could be nice. They could be really, really nice. But diving into the next one, we got the second seed. Got the Patriots again. I know the Patriots were the second seed last year, and I think they're going to be back. I think they're going to be really, really good again. I think they're going to be a little bit better than last year, just because, dude, Stephon Diggs was good and all, but A.J. Brown in this offense is just way better. Patriots love to run the ball, love to hit their little short pass game, but they love to take the top off when they want to. And A.J. Brown is a perfect receiver to take the top off. I know they had their offseason mishaps with Vrabel and Rossini, but whatever. Is that really going to affect the team? I don't know. I think the team's looking pretty happy, especially after the A.J. Brown trade. Like, bro, I think the morale in the team, the morale of the team is very high. Like, nobody's really caring about that. Like, we got A.J. Brown. Let's go win the championship. I think that's the mindset of the team. They went to the Super Bowl last year. Some people are throwing a little bit of shade on them. I know, like, they got mopped in the Super Bowl. But they still went to the Super Bowl. It was a little bit of a Mickey Mouse run, but they still made it, bro. This is like a really, really good team, bro. And they're still young. They're going to get better. But I do not think they're going to repeat the AFC. And that brings us to the 1 seed. I think the Broncos are going to repeat as the AFC 1 seed. This defense is absolutely insane, bro. I know we got a lot of defenses that are insane, but this defense has been insane, still insane, and they got the best cornerback in the league. Really good D-line, really good linebacker. Everything on this defense is good. They don't even have a weak spot. They got a really, really good head coach, legacy-driven head coach, legend head coach. Bro's been a head coach since I can remember, since I've been a little kid, bro. They went to the AFC Championship last year. Bo Nix got hurt, and all they did, they added Jalen Waddle, man. They lost Dre Greenlaw, but they added Jalen Waddle, man. And the wide receiver core got even nastier. The only question is Bo Nix's ankle 100%. I remember seeing reports when it first happened, like he might have, like something about he might never play football again. I might be completely tripping on that, but I remember seeing something like that. Like this ankle injury was pretty bad. I remember, it was really bad. That's all I can remember. But if that ankle is 100%, I think it's scary hours for the league. Oh shit! Who brought Drake up here? What's up, Drake? But there's gonna be scary hours. This defense is absurd, like I've said. Great coach. Great offense. This team doesn't have too much of a weak spot. The defense is not phenomenal, obviously, but they can have weak games because this defense ain't going to let up many points. And they got a great coach that's going to lead them to score points that will at least win them the game, especially because the defense is going to give up, like, if it's a shitty game, like, they'll give up 7 points. And all you got to do is put up 10 points as on the Broncos, and you can win consistently. There's not many teams in the league you can do that on, but the Broncos are one of them. And if you watch the NFC video, the Broncos, do they have a chance to beat that team? Oh. I don't know. That team I picked is really, really good, bro. And I think you know who that team is, but you got to watch the video to find out 100%. But I think the Broncos are going to win the AFC this year, especially if Bo Nix's ankle is 100%. I'm not even the biggest Bo Nix fan. I still remember the 3 interception game versus Florida. I know that's a while ago, but I still remember that shit. I still remember that shit. But he's still good enough to get it done, man. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what y'all's playoff predictions looking like. Let me know. Let me know.